Chiefs, brought to you by Sheehan's Rustproofing. The Chiefs have just come out on the ice for a warm-up period. They're about to try for their 5th consecutive win. They're getting a good round of applause from their own booster club, who have traveled all the way from Charlestown to be here in Peterborough tonight.
Stop doing those diet or workout fads to lose weight. Use the tried and true approach from Rockin' That Ideal Life that helps you find balance while enjoying food in moderation and nourishing your body. Try the Lean 30 program at rockinthatIdealLife.com and let today be your last first day of your weight loss journey.
When buying or selling your home, you need to feel protected. Realtor Mike Burgoyne not only looks out for your interests, but as a St. Louis area police officer will make sure you feel safe and well-informed with every decision. Email Mike at strikewithmike.com and start the process today. That's Mike at strikewithmike.com.
Welcome to episode 15 of season 13. This is episode number 446, all time of the often imitated, never duplicated. And then I had that little setback with the cheese whiz, but I'm feeling much better now. We're the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Do you know where that's from? That's a very obscure quote from a television show from the late 80s, early 90s.
I feel like I really should know this, but I'm blanking on it.
Harry Stone.
Oh, Night Court.
There you go.
Yeah. It was, for some reason, I was going to, I can't even think of the name of it. So, no, I was completely stumped.
That's a good story.
You got me. You got me.
Special thanks to our sponsors, Rockin' That Ideal Life and Realtor Mike Burgoyne, for once again proudly sponsoring the show. Please check them out. Also, don't forget to check out our t-shirt shop at letsgoblues.com for the very best St. Louis Blues themed t-shirts at a unbelievably fair price. It is Wednesday, January 17th, and we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook. We turned off Instagram this time because Ponder set it up last time. He's not here, and last second settings, I didn't have it, so I said screw it. And Twitter.
And you don't want us to have to like keep smushing our faces together so you can see us.
Right. And we didn't want to start the show late. We wanted to be on time. So and Friendster and OnlyFans. To interact with the show on social media, our handles on all the socials is at LGB Radio. I'm Kurt Price, my co-host for the big show tonight. It was just Bill Day. Jeff Ponder is on assignment due to the allegations.
At an ABBA tribute show.
The agenda for tonight includes discussion of Boots. Kapanen goes on the IR, and Gaudette gets called up. So some folks were wanting him to get called up since he was kind of tearing it up. So we'll see how he does up here. The Blues beat the Rangers. Then we're hosed against the Bruins. Lost to Philly. And then Evander Kane's wife is quite the attention whore bitch. All that and more on this episode of Let's Go Blues Radio. Sorry for starting the show late. We had some stuff to take care of before the show, but we are here now. Also, Bill, on the way back, played pickleball tonight. On the way back, had KMOX on. And the show started. I'm not sure what show it is. It's a topical current event show. It's a call-in show where people call in and they discuss. He brings up topics. People call in and they chat about them, whatever. So you know the spiel. So to start off his show, he goes, AM radio is the best because you get, it's unique and that you get this interaction with the fan audience. You don't get that with podcasts. Joe Rogan doesn't do interactions with his audience. Podcasts don't. You don't get this live interaction with the fan base. And I was like, yeah, I don't think he knows about live streaming at all because that's what we've been doing for 13 years. And
clearly not.
Yeah,
clearly not.
He's a little out of. I think he's one of those older conservative types. He's not really much into the newer technologies and
new media.
Doesn't understand new media. Yeah, he's
right.
I mean, I enjoy call-in radio as well. Sports call-in radio is fun, but don't act like you're the only show in town as far as like interacting with fans. Live streaming has been doing that for a while now. How you been, Bill?
surviving the cold.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, this has been brutally cold. It did give me an opportunity to finally have a pretty much do nothing 3-day weekend. With we were my business was closed Monday for the Martin Luther King holiday,
As was mine.
so with it as cold and precipitous as it was outside, that's the incorrect usage of precipitous. But
It
as
sounds good to me. It
yeah,
sounds good. I like it. I'll use it.
it's yeah, I just I finally found some time to sit on my butt for a while. Updated my PlayStation. I realized I hadn't turned on my PlayStation in 6 months. That's just seems wrong.
You haven't turned
So
it on
I hadn't turned it on
in 6 months?
months. Yeah. So had some
Man.
updating to do, and
Jeez.
and spent more time updating it than playing it. Yeah, I mean, basic basic adult bullshit.
It's like when you go on Netflix and spend more time browsing to watch what you can watch. If you
Yeah.
watch it well after half an hour browsing.
Yeah. So
Sometimes it's fun just to browse.
it is.
It's like
Right.
you ever remember the HD movie trailer station? You ever watch that?
Uh,
When I first got
yeah.
when I first had an HD TV, at first I would sit there for a good hour just watching movie trailers on HD net, I think it was. Movie trailers are fantastic. Just a steady stream of movie trailers.
Yeah. That
TV.
we had to fall in love with our new technology. No more letterbox. This is widescreen.
Yeah.
No more 4:3. Yeah.
That's not even really a thing anymore. It's like it's weird to have that ratio now. Anthony Tony Chumbly. Is that a new listener? Have we interacted with Anthony before?
Not that I recall.
All right.
At least not under that name. We have not.
Yeah. See, Mr. KMOX radio guy. This is the live interaction that podcasts can get. He said it was warmer in New York than here yesterday. It was balls cold here yesterday.
Yeah.
It's I always get a kick out of when you hear, well, it was warmer in Antarctica today than it was in the Metro East.
Yeah, it was yeah. Single digits are just terrible.
Negative 17 or 16, whatever it was, wind chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting around hearing things around the house popping
Creak and pop,
because
yeah.
it's so cold. You're
And it's like your
oh man, what just happened?
Your exterior like a walkout basement door is like sticking, and it's like, man, the handle doesn't really want to work too well, and it's you gotta like push extra hard on stuff, and everything creaks and cracks, and you open it.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Yeah, no, I could not open the back door to go out on the deck and remove the snow from it. So,
yeah, my daughter and I were kind of cleaning in the basement last night, and we were over by the she was over by the tile and the walkout in the basement, and she was kind of cleaning it, and she goes, "Dad, I can't get this off." And I was like, "Oh, what is it?" There's a little looked like a little dirty spot by the door, and I went to go over there. I'm like, "That's ice. It's dirty ice." A little patch of it right inside the door on the tile. It's like, geez.
Yeah. Let's hope that this doesn't last more than another week. So,
well, it's supposed to be 30s tomorrow, and then it's supposed to drop down, get really cold again for Friday, along with a little bit of snow.
Yep,
So,
some more snow tomorrow night. So,
yeah.
luckily, no more commuting to the office for me. Today was the only day I went in this week.
Yeah, so. I go in tomorrow, so I think it should be okay tomorrow, and then yeah, I'll be at work from home on Friday, so that'd be nice to, if indeed we do have work, which I assume we will. Hopefully the kids are off. Let the school call off on Friday so they can have a remote day, an e-learning day, and then I can just not have to take them in at 6 in the morning to take them to school. I don't remember when I went to school in grade school. I wasn't getting up at 6 in the morning to go to school.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Had to do that a little bit in high school because I had to drive a little bit over to the other side of the river, and the bridge was constantly under construction. But
I want to say I started it was like 7:45 or 8 o'clock or something like that in the morning. It was, it wasn't, and then one of my kids eats lunch at like 10:15 or 10:30.
That's brunch.
I know. It's all messed up.
That's
get
craziness.
it. If I was on the school board, things would be
Right.
different.
You should go protest.
School board meetings nowadays, I don't want to go within 100 yards of those things. Things are shit shows with people and their
Get in a
goofy
fight
ass-
with Moms for Liberty or whatever they're called.
goofy ass people. I don't know. They just getting upset about nothing. Anyway, official beers of episode number 446. You can follow each of us on the Untapped app. My handle is cprice12. Jeff, his is jponder94, and Bill's is Billy Blue Note 33. Bill,
You go first.
actually, I go first.
You go first.
I'm never gonna get used to this.
No.
I have the O'Fallon Hector Vanilla Wafer. That's how Harry Carey used to say Hector, or Hector Vanilla Wafer.
Yeah.
Hector Valens
Villanueva.
Villanueva. Hector
Yeah.
Villanueva. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hector Vanilla Wafer. It's good. You can really taste the vanilla and the wafer. God, that kid glare on that bottle. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's quite good. And it's one of the, I think I've had conversations with people before about O'Fallon beers, and I'm like, they're really, I'm not a big fan of O'Fallon, a lot of their stuff, but I do like this.
Yeah, their cookie collabs are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The Dad's Oatmeal.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, those are great.
What do you got?
I am continuing in my series. I had 4 of them, and this is number 3. I'm saving the best for last. The Surly Darkness Barrel-Aged Imperial Stout, the 2022 variants. This is the straight up Imperial Stout, and that is beautiful, beautiful.
That is great artwork. Yeah, that's 4 hands will be proud.
Yeah, I am probably going to save that one and put it with the collection. But yeah, very, very good, strong Imperial Stout, perfect for these cold nights. And I was actually lucky enough to find a 2023 variant tonight at Red Roof down in Columbia. Was down there for a dentist visit and stopped at the Red Roof and found a couple of things, including the Voltron Black Lion. So I'll have that tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Yes, let me know how the third iteration of the IPA for this collab is.
Yeah, it'll be an IPA, I bet.
IPA number 3. I would have going into it. I was assuming, okay, one's an IPA, one's a lager, one's a stout, one's a pale ale, or whatever. Kind of switch it up. But oh no, they said that, and they were asked about that on social media about why they're doing so many IPAs, and they're like, well, when we collab with these breweries, we want them to do what they do best. And it was like, each one's an IPA. I'm like, well, collab with different breweries.
Right.
Do something different.
Find better friends.
Yeah, I mean, switch it up. I mean, or if one brewery did an IPA and then the next one's, oh, you did an IPA, okay, we'll do something else.
Right. Right. Set some ground rules before you go out collabing with all these people.
Yeah. It's a fantastic idea. Don't finish strong with the Voltron series, and then the last 2 be nice.
Yeah.
Kasperi Kapanen was placed on the IR with a lower body injury. He will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. He was injured in the Flyers game, blocking a shot late in the third period, just over 7 minutes remaining in that game. So the Blues have recalled Adam Gaudette from Springfield. He will join the team in Washington, D.C. for Thursday's game against the Washington Capitals. Gaudette is 27, leads the AHL overall with 24 goals, and ranks 3rd with 36 points through 37 games with Springfield this season. For his efforts, the Braintree, Massachusetts native was recently named to the 2024 AHL All-Star Classic. So I think some folks have been wondering, why hasn't he gotten a call-up? Because he's been doing pretty well down there. So we will see how he does up here. It'd be nice if he could chip in. Because, and we were talking about the show, Bill, that he could fill in for a Kasperi Kapanen who kind of stalled a little bit.
Yep, Kapanen, his speed is always evident, but he always seemed to be on the perimeter, right? It's one thing to be able to skate circles around the opponents in their offensive zone, but at some point you got to go to the net. and he hadn't been doing a whole lot of that lately. So hopefully it's not a serious injury. I mean, it sounds like he's out through the All-Star break.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Yeah,
It's not minor.
Yeah, but hopefully it doesn't, put a hitch in his giddy up when he gets back, and he'll have some time to look and see, how he can be more effective while out there.
I think, and not that there's ever really a good time for an injury, but the Blues are kind of struggling to put the puck in the net a little bit recently. Again, so bringing up their leading scorer from Springfield, it's maybe a move that probably could have been done anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, and the other thing, Alexandrov recalled. Do you think there's a shot that Alexandrov gets into the game before Gaudette?
I'd start Gaudette. Just start him.
Yeah, if I'm Bannister, like that guy was my bread and butter in the A. He's getting his game, and the first game he's definitely getting in there.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I was hoping for Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could do her too.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Accusatory. Looking down on you like you a bad parent. You don't know where your children are.
There's definitely some judgment there.
And for you podcasters, you can't see the video. She's really got a scowl on her face.
Yeah.
What didn't you?
But she, of anyone, should know girls just want to have fun. Right. And they're not going to be home at 10 o'clock.
That's true. That's an excellent point. Yeah. My girl is out having fun. Cyndi Lauper. You should know all about that. So on the other side of this commercial break, we're going to talk about conditioning assignment updates for the Blues and their recent games against the Rangers and the Bruins and the Flyers. You're listening to Kurt, Bill, and Jeff on Let's Go Blues Radio.
We'll return after these messages.
We've all tried a diet or workout fad at one time or another, but it always ends the same, right? We either lose the weight and then get back to our routine, but then put the weight right back on, or it just simply never takes hold. It's time to move into a habit-based program that focuses on organization and simplicity. Rock and That Idea Life's Lean 30 lays it all out for you with the correct food to eat, how to meal prep, and even sprinkles in plenty of healthy recipes. With Lean 30, you'll get the full ID Life arsenal, including energy for that needed kick, a tasty Nourish shake for your needed fiber intake, Slim Plus to help control your cravings and provide a metabolic boost, Lean capsules help bust those sugar cravings, and ID Nutrition gives you the added punch you need that takes the guesswork out of what supplements to take. Join the many who are seeing success and make this your last first day on a new program. Visit rockandthatidealife.com to get started, and remember to email Dustin at rockandthatidealife@gmail.com for an extra 10% off exclusively for Let's Go Blues radio listeners. Start your transformation to the confident, vibrant person you've always wanted to be with rockandthatidealife.com.
St. Louis hockey fans know how it takes a reliable captain and a team of hard workers to achieve major goals. As a police officer and a hockey player, Realtor Mike Burgoyne would wear the C in any situation. As a leader in the home buying or selling process, Mike has surrounded himself with a team of trustworthy inspectors, lenders, and escrow officers that work together more cohesively than Hall & Oates. And as a member of many teams in his life, Mike knows the service our first responders, veterans, nurses, teachers, and yes, even you Let's Go Blues Radio listeners provide the community, so he offers special rates to those individuals. Find the value in Mike's leadership and teamwork today by emailing him at mike@strikewithmike.com or calling 314-753-4060. He'll work closely with you and only show you the homes that match your goals. That email again is mike@strikewithmike.com or call him at 314-753-4060 and succeed with your new teammate today.
And now, back to Let's Go Blues Radio, the longest running St. Louis Blues podcast with Price, Ponder, and Day.
Ken Morris has joined us in the chat. Welcome, Ken. Good to see you. He says, "Evening, guys and gals."
Yeah, sorry, Ponder's not here.
Yeah, Ponder's not here. No, he's dancing a dancing queen. Probably right about now. Think that's their opener or their finale? Dancing Queen.
It's got to be their closer.
Okay.
Yeah. He's actually at the Beatles show. I just want to give him shit because there's also an ABBA tribute show right down the street from the Beatles show.
Conditioning assignment updates. Well, Alexandrov was recalled from his assignment, so he's back with the team. And on Sunday, Tyler Tucker was sent to Springfield. And he hasn't played in a while. So Alexandrov tallied 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists in 7 games with the Thunderbirds. And Tucker has dressed in 15 games for the Blues this season, posting 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 22 penalty minutes. Tucker hasn't played in a while. He played almost all those 15 games were to start the season. And personally, with the way what are your thoughts on Kessel? Because I think he's been really good so far, and Perunovic has kind of settled in. I think I think he's been playing fine. He's putting up some points, no goals, but assists.
Yeah.
I don't see a spot for Tucker in this lineup. Not that Tucker's anything amazing, but I can imagine, unless something goes wrong with the defense with an injury or something, he'll probably be down there for a while, I would guess.
Yeah, so it kind of seems like Bannister comes up and he's bringing in his guys. Tucker wasn't there most of last year, right? He was up here getting more time than he probably deserved, but he was a Berube guy. No, I think Kessel has been a really great surprise, right? We'd heard really good things about him through the run of the playoffs last year, and apart from maybe some iffy moments in his first game, he's just looked solid. He's looked dependable. He's giving the balance, the righty lefty balance, and he's probably more able-bodied than Bortuzzo, better fit for today's game than Bortuzzo. So that trade opened up an opportunity, and the Falk injury also helped. Making sure he's getting some kind of an extended look. I think he's probably got a good chance of sticking around for the rest of the year.
I hope so, because I've liked what I've seen defensively. And he's getting into the play offensively around the net too. He's had some chances. There's nothing to not like. Yeah, that makes sense. With Kessel so far. So hopefully he keeps it up. That'd be a nice little addition to the defense. And Tucker hasn't played since December 21st. So I guess I guess he got in and played some games, but most of those games were to start the season.
Right. He scored the Blues' first goal this year.
Yes, he did. Which is kind of like set the table for this team offensively this season so far.
Right. Set the table for coaching change just a month and a half into the season. So.
Yeah.
No, I Perunovic has, I think is the reason why Tucker's not playing. Perunovic is showing, that he is a quality player. His second round draft pick that got hyped pretty high, and then we all know going through the injuries that he went through. But now he looks healthy and has figured out the NHL game. I think both Kessel and Perunovic have really good instincts as far as when to pressure and when not to, especially at the blue line, the offensive blue line.
He's got 7 points in his last 10 games. Perunovic does. He's a +1, 2 penalty minutes, 4 even strength points, 3 power play points, 7 shots on net. So, and he's averaging 14:36 ice time per game,
which he would never have seen under Berube.
No, not really. before that, he went scoreless 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in his 8 games. Yeah, but he's kind of ramped it up a little bit offensively, just chipping in some assists. Like I said, 7 in his last 10.
Yeah.
And he's looked good defensively. I haven't, he doesn't look like a liability like some people have said feared because of his size. I haven't seen that. So,
right. People want to see the big hulking defenseman like Tyler Tucker because he can take care of business in the corner. But what you see with Perunovic is able to get in there, get a stick where he needs to, and otherwise, use his skating ability to keep players away from the front of the net when they're trying to cut to the outside.
Isn't that an interesting mindset that some fans have, that they want the big tough guy over a more skilled guy?
Yeah,
especially in today's NHL. I think it's a swing and a miss for fans that have that mentality. That's like old school.
Right.
That's not the NHL anymore.
Right. That's harken back to the days of Garth Butcher. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy
trading away
Butcher,
Courtnall. Yeah.
Clearing out the front of the net. Right. Cross checks to people's back. Right. That's not the game today.
No. I mean, we traded Courtnall, Ronning, Momesso, and Dirk for Butcher and Quinn.
Yeah. What a great trade Dan Quinn turned out to be.
And he was a player before that. He came here and didn't do much at all. That was such a disappointing trade.
Yeah, he lit us up in the '86 playoffs.
Yeah, and that was Brian Sutter. That was his move. He wanted that, and he traded out a lot of guys, a lot of locker room guys, a lot of key guys.
Right,
and to end that season, to their credit, I think they won their last 7 games to end the season with Butcher on the team, but they didn't go anywhere.
Right, and look what it did for Vancouver.
Yes.
Right? Courtnall and Momesso, major parts of that team that almost won in 94.
94, yep. Yeah, Momesso, Courtnall, Ronning.
Jeff Brown. That was a separate deal, though.
That was a different trade, yeah, right. Yeah, that Vancouver team that went in 94 was what, a third Blues?
It really was. Yeah. Tack on Pavel Bure, Trevor Linden, and Kirk McLean, and it was the rest were Blues.
Right. Right. Kirk McLean, man, name blast from the past.
Ponder and I trade all of our winning puck doku moves, and Kirk McLean is a sneaky good, low percentage guy in that game. So
okay,
yeah.
I know you guys play that. I see your conversations, but anybody who listens to the show that plays puck doku. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Puck duko.
Yeah.
You just invented something.
Yeah. Count Dooku. I was thinking Star Wars.
Yeah, that's exactly what you were thinking. Yeah. If you do, share your scores with us on Instagram. We are on any of the socials that we're on. We generally just trade it in our Slack chat, which you guys don't have access to,
right?
But we might go public with it.
Justin Scott joins us in the chat. Hey, Justin, good to see you. I feel like a video game streamer, like just playing the game and casually seeing who joins in. Oh, thanks. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the stars or points or donations or whatever that people give them. Which is kind of crazy. You watch those YouTube videos and those gamers that people just watching, just giving them money, just like for watching. It's like, man,
maybe that's our business model.
It's a nice gig. Yeah.
We're like real live world Twitch.
We should play NHL 94, live stream NHL 94, and just
we should.
Yeah.
There's that online emulator that we played for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about doing that either on the show or in the summer sometime. Just doing that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
stream
that would be awesome.
We'll do it. We'll make it happen if it can be done.
Yeah, that's we should definitely look at that for either an extended break if there's an Olympic break next year,
or if there's a pandemic. No.
Don't say that. We have another 100 years before that happens.
And God help us all if there is another pandemic, because there are so many people that are dug in that don't want to listen to science, and it's gonna be a problem
Yeah.
with just, there's a pandemic that could spread to the United States. Bullshit. Science. They just want us to whatever. Okay. Whew. The Blues beat the Rangers thanks to a brilliant goaltending performance from Jordan Bennington and a Jordan Kyrou hat trick. Bennington played great in this game. It was interesting to see Kyrou start to bury the pucks after he passed up that glorious scoring chance and passed into traffic to an ill-advised pass. He does that so much, and I hate it so much. And I say this every week, but he leads the team in shots. He does take a lot of shots, but he needs to shoot more. He passes up these great chances to score, and he just is like, what are you doing? You're not a passer.
It's like he got shamed after this and started shooting the puck, and it worked. So, what's he going to do? Come out in the next 2 games and do it? No, he and Buchnevich in the Philly game, opening line rush. Yeah, terrible. And Philly, and Philly winds up scoring within 3 minutes. Terrible. Shoot the damn puck. Right? We're not those people. I'm going to the game Saturday, and I promise I won't yell shoot. But we're not those guys. But Jordan Kyrou, shoot the damn puck.
Well, Bannister was interviewed in game.
Yeah.
And he literally said, we need to stop passing up good chances to take shots. We need to start getting this puck on net. And I'm like, if I was a player and my head coach told me, shoot more, get the puck on net more, don't have to tell me twice. I'll shoot more. Kyrou's a goal scorer. Who doesn't want to score goals? I mean, you don't want to be labeled as a selfish player, maybe. So you're trying to set up your teammates, or you're trying to make the fancy pass. Let Thomas do that. Kyrou is not a passer. He needs to just rip. It sounds so like a rudimentary fan, right? Just shoot the puck. Just shoot it. But there's something to be said in this case with your best shooter, passing up great scoring chances to make passes into traffic.
Yeah, both Kyrou and Buchnevich should just let Thomas get them the puck and shoot as often as they can. And it's like they can't get past the Berube mindset of we're looking for quality scoring, not quantity scoring.
Yeah.
Right. Or quantity shooting.
There's nothing wrong with, wanting quality chances and making the pass to get the better scoring chance. However, that better scoring chance has to be there. You can't force it.
Right.
If you pass up a really good scoring chance to try and force it, thread a needle to a guy that's covered with by two guys, for a great scoring chance, no, that's a low percentage play. Don't do that.
Right.
No.
Right. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but a great point of this argument is Boston's go-ahead goal, the third goal in that game, where Pasternak made a great play of drawing defenders to himself, and a lane opened up. Marchand's wide open. He makes the pass. Right.
Yep. Right.
Sometimes a great shooter, needs to do that, but more often than not, a great shooter just needs to shoot the damn puck.
Well, he passed to a guy that was wide open.
Right.
He wasn't trying to pass into traffic.
Right.
So there's a little different there.
Right. And it's like Kyrou's, like you said, forcing things, right? Looking for things that aren't there. Right. If it's not there, shoot.
Or if it is there, it's like a really low percentage thing. It's like, just take the shot. And you see that, and the Blues are getting a couple of these games, they're outshot handily.
Oh,
the Rangers, 40, what was it? 42 to
40
to 40, was it 42 to 20? Yeah. They're outshot. and the Blues won this game because they were opportunistic, and they played a good game, but
And
Rangers
Bennington
were
was
firing.
really good.
The Rangers were firing everything at Bennington, and he was really good. So you need good goaltending to win, but 42 shots is getting outshot by 22 is ridiculous, especially when the Blues are. It's frustrating when you're getting outshot by that much, and your best goal scorer, who's supposed to be your best goal scorer, is passing up shots in the slot to pass to a guy at the side of the net who's covered. The Buchnevich got his 13th of the season on an empty netter. He broke his stick over the glass after scoring, which I thought was interesting. He's been frustrated for a while, and he did miss an open net opportunity on the empty net earlier. So I think he was just like, finally, he fucking scores a goal, and he broke his stick over the top of the glass, and it broke off into the crowd. And he went over to the bench, and he got a new stick to give the fan, I guess, that it may have hit somebody or came close or whatever. So he kind of tried to make that right, I guess, by giving the guy a stick. So I feel, and it's not like Buchnevich isn't shooting, but he's also passing up shots too sometimes. But
Yeah.
Him and Kyrie are the worst offenders, I think, of that.
Yeah, and when they're on the top line together, and
Yeah.
they usually feed each other's worst instincts instead of just shooting the puck and looking for the rebound.
Right. Kyrie did net the hat trick in this game. Blues did win this game. Where are we at here? 5-2. So goal scorers were, I just had it up here. Where'd they go?
Kyrou times 3, Buchnevich, and Saad.
Yes. It was Kyrou with 2, then Saad, then Kyrou, and then Buchnevich with the empty netter. So, and Adam Fox scored for the Rangers to open the scoring in this game, and then Trocheck got the Rangers' second goal with about midway through the third period. The Blues went on then to the power play in this game. Blues were 2 for 4. So the power play has come around a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. They've been scoring, if not 1, 2 power play goals in multiple games in a row here. So that has been fantastic, a bright spot. So, and I thought, the Blues rushed out 42-20 in this game. I don't think the play wasn't like that. I don't think the Blues weren't dominated in this game like the shot total might indicate. I think the Rangers were just throwing everything on net for the most part.
Exactly. Every angle, they were just funneling every puck they could at the net. High percentage, low percentage.
Right.
It was going at the net. And that's like we said, Bennington had a really, really strong game. Great to see that, right? You're number one in a big game against one of the top teams in the other conference, big home game, and you roll out your number one, and he does you good.
Yeah, right. And so Bennington gets a start against Boston in the next game. And I know Justin Scott asked in the chat, all right, have you guys talked about the Boston game yet? And we are now. So I assume maybe Justin has something to say. A lot of people probably have something to say about this game. Let's be honest. The talking point in this game is the overtime trip that wasn't called.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and actually, so okay, that happens. Like Thomas has the puck. It's overtime. Coming to center, gets tripped, blatantly tripped. Not even a question. Obviously, Boston then gets the puck. No call. Boston gets the puck, comes in 2-on-1, scores, game over. If you weren't pissed off enough because of the no call on that play, think back to when Sundqvist was called for tripping on Kapanen's shorthanded breakaway, where it was a trip. He did trip him, but it was behind the play, didn't affect the play whatsoever. And they called it, and it would have waved off a goal had Kapanen scored. So I was pissed about that. It wasn't necessary, but it was a penalty. It was a penalty, but it was way behind the play. Wasn't going to affect the scoring chance at all. But they called it. This non-call in overtime directly affects the play, directly led to a Boston goal. And on that, and I'll go back, on the call against Sundqvist, when the Blues were shorthanded, so I put them 2 men down, Boston scores on that. 2-man advantage. So that call, they went Boston's way, they got a goal. This call in overtime, they went Boston's way, they got a goal. So, I mean, if those two situations were comparable, which they are, that's a +2 for Boston in goals as far as goals are concerned. And then, of course, who had the goal taken away? Hayes. Hayes had a goal disallowed. He was offside.
Yeah.
Barely.
Right. He couldn't, as they say in the soccers, couldn't hold his run. Just a hair ahead of the puck coming into the zone. But yeah, no, I thought one of the most salient points coming out of the non-call was when they showed the replay the second time. Jamie Rivers pointing out that Pasternak not only got one skate, one of Thomas's skates, he got them both.
Yeah,
you might be able to say, okay, he barely touched the one skate. He got both skates, and there was a lift, right? His stick was coming up, and Thomas had to go over.
And it wasn't an accident.
Right. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Right.
Like some trips are accidental. He purposely tripped him up to stop the rush.
Right. Just absolutely, screwing the Blues on that play. Non-reviewable call. This is one of those times, and maybe something we can debate. The merits of additional reviews in the game, right? Blatant missed calls, right? This, especially to end a game, those should be reviewable by Toronto 100% of the time.
Why not be able to challenge a missed call? The next stoppage, say you missed a call. Now, granted, there are a lot of missed calls. There are tons of missed calls, and a team would probably use that challenge every single game to miss it, because just the nature of the game. Hockey's a fast game. They're going to miss calls. You can't call everything. It's hard to see stuff at full speed as fast as the game is. I'm not one to harp on NHL officiating as much as some people are. I know it's bad, but I think that's just the nature of the game that I don't think people quite understand, is that you can't call. It's really hard to call a good game by the officials, because you don't want to call, you don't want to be too picky on calls, but you don't want to be too lax either. So you want to call the stuff that's kind of egregious, but then you don't want to miss anything either. And then where's the line between what you should let go and what you shouldn't? And then in overtime late in the game, do you call a penalty? That's how ticky-tack is ticky-tack. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of variables that go into calling a game for an official. And so I don't really get on officials too much for generally how a game is called. But for an egregiously missed call like this, that directly determines the outcome of a game, that's really bad to miss something like this.
Right. In soccer, the video assistant referee, VAR, it is a very, very imperfect system, because it still relies on humans to review bad calls by humans. But it's the purpose is to correct clear and obvious errors. And unless you're a Blues hater or Bruins fan, I think you'd be hard pressed to say there was not a clear and obvious error on that play.
Well, and Justin Scott makes a point here. This wasn't missed. This was ignored. And that's true because Thomas had the puck. It's 3-on-3. There's not a lot of guys to watch in overtime. Thomas has the puck at center. Everyone's watching him.
And you can't, the refs can't make the argument that they were letting them play. To your point, if they called Sundqvist for a trip,
behind the play,
180 feet behind the play.
Well, it wasn't that far. It was probably about 30 feet. It was about the blue line when Kapanen was taking a shot. He was not in the play. He was rushing back, but he was a good 30, 40 feet away. So, but
I was going for the hyperbole there, because I think the length of an NHL rink is about 180 feet.
I gotcha. So yeah, I mean, and so where are we at here? So Charlie McAvoy, after the game, was interviewed, and he's quoted as saying, after potting 2 goals, including the ultimate winner, he said, "Feels good right now. Excited to end the trip with a win." And I retweeted. And I said, "I fixed it for you. Feels good right now. Excited to get the win with the trip." He just had his words mixed up.
Yeah.
Fucking Boston.
That,
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I mean, of all teams, there's like 2 or 3 teams in the league that it doesn't sit well to end the game that way. There's Boston, there's Colorado, there's Chicago.
I will just leave it at this. If that was the price we had to pay for the Blues to win the Cup in 2019, I'll pay it.
Right. And that was brought up online that, this is payback for that. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're equating these things. It's not really the same though, because the Blues had a 1-goal lead at the time that Bozak committed that trip in that game. And
True.
that gave the Blues a 2-goal lead. So that didn't. So if that trip is called, there's no guarantee Boston scores in the power play, and the rest of the game is completely different. Boston, did score later to pull within 1, but if you call that trip, the rest of the game is different. So you can't say they're going to score later because they scored. It's like the alternate realities and Back to the
Right.
Future.
It's what is the fallacy of the predetermined outcome.
Yes. Right. Yeah, because if you change one thing, it's butterfly effect. Everything else is going to be changed differently. So you can't assume they're going to score later too. So that non-call didn't cost them the game. It cost the Bruins a goal in that game, but there's no guarantee that Boston wins that game anyway. Now this bad call in overtime gave Boston the game. So,
yeah.
And if it's called, there's no guarantee the Blues, score on the power play and win the game, but the non-call directly led to Boston winning this game.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Shameful.
Shameful
is what it is.
Yes. Right. So shots were 35-23 Boston. Bennington stopped 32 of 35. He played well. But again, Blues 2 out of 3 on the power play. Boston 1 for 4 in this game. Let's see what else we got. Face-offs, Blues had the edge, 53-47. Let's see. Hits were about even. Block shots, Blues had 15-6. Giveaways 10-2. Boston had 2 giveaways in this entire game. They have Boston out for 2 giveaways. 2. I'll never understand giveaways. The stat.
Yeah, to me that's always been a stat that like always is going to favor the home team, because the home team provides the the in-game stats people. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, that the Bruins weren't that much better in that department.
I think the Bruins outplayed the Blues in this game.
Oh,
but I mean, it wasn't like they didn't play a perfect game. 2 giveaways is almost a perfect game. So then we go on to Philadelphia, the game against the Flyers, or at home against the Flyers. I was super impressed with Philadelphia in this game. I thought they played an amazing game.
Oh, yeah.
They were fast. They were on the Blues. It didn't give the Blues time or space hardly anywhere on the ice. And with that said, I thought the Blues did an okay job of handling it. Better than expected, I guess, because Philly played so good. And this was a game until late. But I was more, and people were mad about how the Blues played. I was more impressed with how Philly played, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think the Blues played a bad game, but Philly just forced the Blues into making mistakes that weren't really, on the Blues necessarily. It was the credit to the Flyers for playing that way.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. I thought the Flyers played with team speed, and just created chaos for the Blues, and the Blues had a hard time keeping up with it. A lot of missed passes, juggled pucks, and the Flyers were cohesive through the neutral zone. Like that was the best road game I've seen a team play here since probably the 4th game of the 12-game series against Phoenix a couple years ago. Just they were so cohesive through the neutral zone, and really really good zone entries the whole game.
Mhm.
Just great.
And Philly's been playing really well lately.
Yeah.
So after I think,
Torts has has them on point right now.
yeah, and they're just, I mean, it was impressive to watch. I wasn't, I mean, because not paying close attention to the East like I do the West. I was, kind of like, oh, Philly is still struggling. Oh no, they're not.
No,
And so Hofer started this game. What are your thoughts on Hofer starting this game, Bill? With
no,
yeah, I
no.
agree. I agree with you. I mean, Hofer played really well. I don't really have a problem with him with the goals in this game necessarily. Do you do? You do? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
but that's okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Philadelphia's playing very well. They're at home against the Blues are at home. This should be a Bennington game.
Mhm.
I mean, the only time I'm starting Hofer is to give Bennington a rest. Okay, on a back to back, or if we're playing a lesser team at home or on the road.
Right.
Any good team that comes in here is Bennington's game. Any team, every division game at home, especially, is Bennington. And any team that's hot on fire, Bennington. I think Ponder looked up the stat. This after sitting this game, he's played 3 games in the past 10 days, so he's not currently overworked.
No. And I'll go back to kind of further develop a thing I said last week. It feels, and I've said it a couple of times, it feels like they already have the goaltending schedule worked out and they're just sticking to it. They're not making adjustments game in, game out. It's they looked at Philly, they looked at early on strength of schedule, who the opponent was, and they're not making adjustments. And so Hofer got it. He played okay, but
The first goal, the rebound was pretty bad.
Yeah,
That left wing shot that just kicked the rebound out to the right wing, who was wide open, and just put it in the open side.
Yeah, terrible. And the second goal, it was a world class chip by Ryan Paling.
Oh,
but only because Hofer didn't catch the damn puck.
Yeah.
But,
I'm watching the replay right now because I wanted to watch that play again.
Yeah,
because when I saw that play, like being a forward, I'm like, oh my god, that was a
right.
Yeah,
he
he's got
it, and it goes off the hip of either Letty or Prunovich, whoever it was on Krug.
Yeah,
the left side defenseman into the net.
Yep, I'll give you that. He should have. He's got to have that. And he didn't know where it was after he caught it either.
Nope.
And it does. Nope. It goes off Kyrou. Goes off Kyrou, who was standing on the goal line. Back checking, like he's trying to do.
Right. Well, let's give him props, but own goal, right? Own goal. No, that was a hell of a goal by Ryan Paling, former Habs first round pick, that they gave up on a couple of years ago.
Any chance out of midair, and the third goal by Tippett. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, undresses the defense and then goes in and
terrible turnover coming out of the defensive zone, and Tippett capitalized straight through, knife through butter on through the D at the top of the zone, and I thought Hofer was off his angle, and that shouldn't go in as easily as it did on the backhand short side. I mean, I'm harping on Hofer, but I thought Carter Hart, he may have had a couple of nice stops, but he was also pretty bad, giving up a lot of rebounds.
Yeah,
both goalies, I thought.
Carter Hart, they made
games.
They made note of that on the broadcast about how the Carter Hart was leaving a lot of rebounds in the slot, and the Blues couldn't really take advantage of that like they should have.
Sundqvist scored on the rebound on the power play.
True. The fourth goal for Philadelphia, the empty netter, in Schen's 900th career game, by the way. This is Schen's
great way to remember it, buddy. Game.
Yeah, a god-awful giveaway, skating back towards his own zone, just basically hands the puck to Farabee. It was he gave it. He
Yeah,
didn't
it was
pass it,
fair.
right? It was Fairby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he comes in, and then I think it's Prunovich. I know it's Krug.
It was Krug.
Krug, yeah,
Tries to
just
block it, goes down too
yeah.
early.
He just, I mean, he's hung out to dry.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
Mm.
So I mean, and I think Falk has been not good
No,
since coming back
no.
from his injury.
Yeah, it's like he came back too early. Definitely needs to find another gear. He looks slow, and yeah,
He's missing assignments.
Yeah.
He's missing backdoor players and stuff. And Rutherford tweeted, since returning from his injury, Falk has been on the ice for all 5 even strength goals the Blues have given up in those games: 2 versus Boston, 3 versus the Flyers. So, and it's been Krug, Falk on 4 of those 5, and Prunovich, Falk on 1. So he's having a rough go.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough coming back from injury, but
Mm-hmm.
do they rush it? Right? If he is that off, are they rushing it? For a team in the position the Blues are, if they want to chase a playoff position, they need as many points as possible. And if he isn't ready to go, the way he's playing right now, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the press box tomorrow night. If he is not 100%.
I agree with you, but if it's an injury thing, yes. But if he's healthy and they're not going to sit him. But I can't see that just because of his salary. I'm not going to sit him.
Right.
And that's the only thing. Let me pull up the standings here. Where are the Blues in the standings? Well, they are currently the 44 points. And that puts them 5 behind Nashville for the second wild card. Also Edmonton. They're both tied for the first and second wild card. 42 games played. Nashville has played two more games than the Blues, along with Calgary, the Kraken. Arizona's 1 point ahead of the Blues. They each play 42 games. They're right there. I mean, they've got a couple games in hand on a couple teams they're chasing. So I mean, for the most part, the Blues have been playing much better hockey lately. The hiccups here and there, Falk not playing particularly well. So I'm not, and they had a good stretch here against some really good teams, Rangers, Boston, Flyers. I mean, that's a gauntlet right now.
Right. For non-conference, this is the most difficult homestand that we've had.
Yep. And now coming up, we got Washington twice.
Yeah.
So, and Washington currently is, where are they? They are 48 points. So 21, 15, and 6, more than the Blues. So, and again, I was thinking that Washington was farther down the standings than that.
Yeah.
Guess not. I think they've been playing better too. Maybe 4-5-1 the last 10. So not so much, but
yeah, they had a weekend home and home with the Rangers that they split. Okay. Charlie Lindgren, Chucky Sideburns is kind of taking over the number 1 role there. So I am looking forward to getting to hopefully see him play come Saturday night.
The Capitals are 1 point out of a wild card spot behind Tampa Bay.
Right.
So they're tied with Pittsburgh, and they're 1 point behind Tampa Bay. So, and 2 behind Toronto.
Right. With Ovi, basically, I mean, he's out. I think he's out injured right now, but he's not the same guy that he's been over his career. The whole chasing Gretzky thing is kind of dead in the water right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull up Washington. Let's see. How many? What is his numbers this season? Let's see. He's got 8 goals. Yeah. So you wonder. I mean, he's got. Was it all time? How far is he away? He's got 830 goals. What's Gretzky's total?
Oof. Your cousin Jeff will kill me for not knowing this.
I was gonna say. I thought you know off the top of your head.
Yeah. No, I it's 860 something, isn't it?
Yeah, 894.
894.
So
Wow.
894. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's stalling a little bit.
Yeah.
So he's got 64 goals to go. I think he plays until he gets it. But with that said, he is 38 years old. So I can see him playing until he's 42 and scoring
barely
16, 17 goals a season.
Right. He scores the last one from a wheelchair.
Oh, I've just got Konstantinov thoughts in my head with wheelchair on the ice.
I honestly was not going there, but
Yeah. Well, you say wheelchair on the ice, I think Konstantinov. Speaking of which, have you seen the there's a documentary or a movie about the Red Wings, about the six, the
Russian six,
the Russian five. Sorry, the Russian five. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh, it's good. It's really good. It goes into detail about, obviously the Russians, but their rivalry against Colorado and their, initially Detroit, considered chokers in the playoffs and all that stuff. And that was interesting. That was really good. Give it a look. Give it a look.
I as winter goes on and I find more and more free time with all the shit weather we have, I will find that one.
It's a good watch. Ken Morris says Ovi scores his last goal from a pass from Putin. Yeah, and Justin Scott. Yeah, he said that I think Matthew Kessel has came in and played really well. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Absolutely, Kessel's been really good. And surprisingly good. I don't think people knew quite what to expect. As in the NHL, getting a bigger role. He's been great. Very consistent. One of the Blues' better defensemen, maybe behind Parayko. So I think. What do we got here? In this game, Blues outshot the Flyers outshot the Blues 42-30. Hofer shot 39-42, and the Blues were 1 for 3 in the power play. So again, with the power play goal in this game, Philly was 0 for 2 on the power play. Next up for the Blues, Washington, Thursday at 6 p.m. They're flying to Washington for one game, then coming right back to play Washington here. You would think it makes sense to play Washington here and then go there, but I guess they're going to Washington and coming here, and then they're going to Calgary after that. So on Tuesday. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tuesday. So I guess they're going to Washington, then coming to St. Louis, play a game, and then going to the West Coast.
Yeah. It's flight to Washington is not too bad. It's like 2 hours. So.
Right. It just seems weird to go to Washington to play and then come right back here and play them again. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not.
I feel like we've done this a couple times over the last few years. We're
home and home
with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Home and home, love them because, the first one, obviously, okay, it's a game. But the second one, there's all kinds of like storylines from the first game. People have grudges about whatever things happened during the game, and it builds up. And this was what was great about hockey and the NHL 30 years ago. Plus, here was that they would have more games against division teams. They'd play them 8 times, or whatever it was, and then they'd have a home and a home against like every division team at some point during the season. And against, the home and home against Chicago. You looked when you got the Blues, the wall calendar. You'd look for the
or
home
the
and home
calendar.
What's that?
Or the pocket calendar.
Or the pocket calendar, or the fridge magnet. You would look for the home and a home against Chicago. That's what I did. I was when are we playing them home and home? And the game like the day after Christmas or day before Christmas, whatever it was, that was like the written in stone game. They play Chicago right on Christmas over break. It was awesome. And that's just gone.
Right. And there's some historical animosity now with Tom Wilson and the Capitals. So
true.
That could be a subtext storyline.
Sundqvist is back with the Blues too. So
yeah.
I mean, there are a few guys in the league easier to not. There are a few guys in the league that are it's easy to hate Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Simplify it. Simplify. Tom Wilson's a dick.
He is a dick. He's a big time dick. Okay, so the Blues Thursday, Washington 6 p.m. and then Friday, the Blues Hall of Fame induction ceremony is at 8 p.m. Inductees are Pavel Demitra, Mike Lutz, and Keith Kachuk. This is being held at the Downtown Missouri Athletic Club, which is available live on channel 4.2, Spectrum 186, and the Blues YouTube channel. So check that out on probably the Blues YouTube channel is the best option for everybody. KMOV will produce a half-hour Hall of Fame special airing on Thursday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m. on First Alert 4.
Yeah,
And then Saturday versus Washington is back here. I guess is Pounder going to this game?
I am.
Oh, you are.
I am. That is me.
Okay. It says the note says I am going. I thought.
No.
I said Pounder's been to a game this season.
Yeah. No, I have. This will be my first game of the year, but I needed tickets, assuming that they will do a little something, maybe a puck drop between Keith Chuck, Mike Liut, and Pavel Dimitri's wife before the game.
Yes,
a little bit of a ceremony, even though the official things at the MAC have to be there. Have to be there. Mike Liut is the reason why I fell in love with hockey. So super excited to be in the building for that. And,
you gonna try and hang out afterwards and get his autograph and talk to him?
I think I showed it on one of the earlier shows or late summer shows that we had. I got his autograph when I was 6 years old, and I still have that, and it's very faded at this point. So I'd like to get it done again. But
I've got Lute's autograph on the wall in my right over there, my office. It's when he was at in Belleville at that card and collector shop, and I had that shop by a friend of ours,
Luke.
Yeah, Luke Nalborski owns. I had that in Belleville, Illinois. A little free plug for Luke there. Who it's a vintage toy and collector shop. You walk in there and you'd be like, "Oh my God, this is stuff from your childhood." You know, it's all over the shelves.
Yeah, I need to pop in there soon.
I've been there a few times. Yeah, it's some cool stuff in there. It's like a lot. It's just a neat to go in there and look, and not stuff you necessarily want to buy. Like me personally, my son goes in and loves it. He finds some Godzilla stuff, and he'll buy it. But you want to buy some stuff. It's like, oh man, this He-Man stuff. Had this when I was a kid.
Yeah, there's still some random stuff that I pulled out of my parents' house before we sold it year and a half ago. So including a couple of He-Man figures, the He-Man and Battle Ram. So
oh, nice. I had so many He-Man figures. I mean, I had almost every single figure. There were a few I didn't have, but so many of them. And Castle Grayskull obviously didn't have Snake Mountain though. No Snake Mountain. Battle Cat, whatever Skeletor's.
Cringer.
Yes, whatever Skeletor's cat was called, the purple velvet one.
Yeah,
didn't have that one. Didn't have. Oh, we did have that one. We had that one.
Yeah.
Just good stuff.
I'll have to go in there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Downtown Belleville. It's in the same shop as Collector's Corner. It's a card shop, so it's and they're kind of in the back. Really cool stuff. Go check it out in Belleville, Illinois. I had is the name of the shop.
Yeah, it's I got my haircut right downtown, so
well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
No excuses.
Stop in and say hey. He's always there. Last time I was there, he was a bunch of people were bringing stuff, and he was buying their vintage toys to sell. And he had a backload of stuff, and he couldn't talk too much. But yeah, we chatted for a few minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, if you go in and ask for Luke and tell him that Kurt and Bill said hey. Kurt Price and Bill Day. Kurt who?
He'll remember me for sure.
From the old hockey days, yeah.
Yeah, the goalie used to snipe with that insane wrist shot.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Not the greatest skater. Didn't have a good slap shot, but his wrist shot was one of the best we'd seen playing roller hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a couple guys I can call out for their insane wrist shots. So, and he's right up there.
Rapid fire tidbits from around the NHL. Evander Kane, his ex-wife, was thrown out of a game in Detroit because she violated the restraining order that he had against her. What a soap opera shit show those two are. She removed an Instagram story from Anna Kane. Need this is from Kane's ex-wife. Need 15 security to walk me out because your dicks is so little. She was wearing a Red Wings hat. And if you watch the video, I saw the video. She's just a crazy bitch doing crazy bitch stuff. It's just, it's like, just stop. She's the attention whore. She's selfie videoing and everything, and she's smiling, and she's getting escorted out of the place. She just loves the attention. And she went there to start shit, and she got escorted out, and she made a big deal about it. I mean, you weren't supposed to be there. Don't act like you're getting tossed out. It's a restraining order. Whatever. I mean, I'm not an Evander Kane fan. Don't get me, but I think she is the bigger piece of shit out of those two. Well, if you can believe
after that display, yeah.
I mean, it's yeah. So, hey, anything else, Bill? You got, because we've got. I think we're about ready to shut her down.
And if we get off right now, it's before 11 o'clock, and you don't have to play the homer.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
I told you last night. No.
We were late by about 3 minutes with the 10 o'clock, so we'll be early by a minute with the 11. Now it's 11.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
And I feel bad. I'm still working on my single beer tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
11. I mean, we kind of breeze through the stuff tonight. And to be fair, there's not a ton of extracurricular stuff. To be fair, mostly just game stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else in the chats here? What's going on here in the chat? Justin Scott, Ken Morris going back and forth. Justin Scott says Falk and Krug need to be broken up. I think I agree with that completely.
Yep, that was a point somebody made in the outline.
Yep.
They do not look good together. Krug and Kessel, that's good. Dig that.
Ken Morris says Torts is cool and reminds me of Henry Winkler. Speaking of John Tortorella. I wouldn't say it reminds me of Henry Winkler, because Henry Winkler right now is like this nice, kind old man.
He's not the Fods.
No, he's a good actor, I guess. Back then, because he at the time you thought, oh wow, he's just cool. Nah, he's just a nice guy.
Yeah,
in real
he was
life.
great in Barry.
I never watched Barry.
I
did watch him in Arrested
the second half of that. But, yeah.
So, yeah. So
Justin
I guess
Scott says TJ Oshie. Yes, he will be here.
TJ Oshie will be here. Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Thursday. Yep.
Yeah.
And Saturday.
Yep.
So, and Justin Scott says he thinks Kadri is more of a dick
Then Tom Wilson.
Tom Wilson.
That's yeah.
I mean, they're both up there.
Yeah, they're pretty high up there.
So Kadri,
Marchand.
Tom Wilson, or Marchand. If you had to like, what? Marry
Mary
kill.
Yeah. Mary fuck kill.
Mary fuck kill.
Yeah.
Kadri, Wilson, and Marchand.
Or let's just do the safe one, Mount Rushmore, and throw Patrick Kane in there.
Oh, at least Kane is. I mean, he's not younger Kane anymore. Younger Kane was easy to hate because he was just a dick.
Yeah,
he's gotten older, I guess.
Yeah, and he soaking up the hate from the Blues fans at the All-Star game, and that kind of ended that whole thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not beating up cabbies anymore. He's not getting drunk at frat parties and getting videoed, and as he gets like laughed out of the party or whatever that was. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
He just walked away in shame. It was so weird.
Bizarro.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, well, apparently he's playing very well in Detroit. Buddy of mine, Red Wings fan, diehard, watches every game. Likes the way Kane's playing. So
Hey, if if he makes David Perron expendable,
Ha.
I still have a prediction that can come true.
What let's see, let me pull up Detroit here. Because he was saying that he was Kane is about a point a game guy since he's let's see, Kane. Whoops, that's not the
You're looking at Evander.
Kane, 16 points in 19 games. So it's close, yeah. And he may have been a point a game guy when he told me that. So not too shabby for Kane. He's got 7 goals, 9 assists. Yep. All right. I think we're ready to shut her down. Oh, and Justin Scott says Evander Kane is a fucking 2.
I think he meant tool.
Tool.
But,
yeah. He is.
But he is fucking 2.
Yes. Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by Rockin' That Idea Life. You can get 10% off by emailing Dustin at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Mark Burgoyne. Give Mike a call today at 314-753-4060 for all of your home buying and selling needs. That's 314-753-4060. That will wrap up episode 15 of season 13 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the live show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we would bring it to you. For the Missing in Action, Jeff Ponder, Bill Day, and MIA Austin Lynch. Wasn't he supposed to be here tonight?
He's at the gym.
He's at the gym. That's right.
He's at the gym.
He's at the club. Because he mentioned about being here, but then he was going to be late, but he never showed.
I think he was the one that went to the ABBA show tonight.
I'm Kurt Price. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
You thought I was going to say, son of a bitch, didn't you?